Okay. It's just noon right now. So I'm right on time. I love that. I love being on time. Yeah. And I don't really have a plan, so we're winging it. So yeah, let me say hi to everybody. Hi Terry. Hi Kat. Hi Laverne. Hi Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. Missed you at Dee Dee's this morning. Um Hey Dee Dee. Dee Dee had me cracking up this morning. Yeah, how's your hand wrist? She doesn't listen very good, does she, Dee Dee? Rubber stamp sample book and other junk. Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. So hey, bossy butt. My hand is great. The Voltaren and Splint make it great. I need some of that Voltaren and Splint. I'll just put it all over me, wrap me up, and call me great. How about that? Let's do that. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Angie. Hi, Missy. All right, we got peeps. That's what I love when we got peeps around. So I'm just going to show my stamp sample book, and I can't remember. I think it was Belinda who was asking about it, and I thought, well, I haven't had it out in a while, and I haven't updated it, but yeah, it's way too peoply outside. Hi, Ambient. Um, there is a video. The guy's name is Chad Prather over on Instagram, where he talks about not going into Walmart anymore. And I'd seen it, and then Kat sent it to me. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Alyssa. I wish I had little arms I could stick out for you. Anyway, he talks about why he won't go into Walmart, and everything he says in there is so spot on. But it's really funny, and I would highly recommend that everybody go watch it. I've watched it like 3 times now, and it's like, exactly, that's why I'll pay for pickup. That's why I'll pay for whatever services. Yeah. Hey, Carrie. You're on your way to see a client, no coworkers for us to offend, darn it. Yeah, because I would have said, some of you over there need to take a bath. Can you consider taking a bath? Poor Carrie's eyes are watering and she's not crying. You're stinking the place up. So anyway, yeah, so I had a good weekend. And just to give you guys a heads up, and I don't think she'll mind me saying this because I had asked you guys last week to pray for Starla's dad. He's elderly. Hi, Christina. And he had broken his back and they did surgery. And the surgery went well, except he had a little bit of complications after. But anyway, despite that, they were going to put him on hospice. He refused any further treatment and he passed away, I think, quietly, pleasantly, Saturday morning. They had gotten him home, which, in my opinion, was a huge blessing. So yeah, I appreciate your prayers, and God's plan worked just like it was intended. And he's with his wife who had just died about a year ago. So yeah, but thank you for your prayers. And it is, I feel sorry for Starla. She's got at least one brother that is there with her. And so, yeah, they can take care of all the arrangements. And I think all the arrangements, everything were pretty much made when her mother passed. So, yeah, I wished I could have hugged her. Yeah, yeah, it's hard. I don't care who it is, somebody you love, it's always hard, but always remember that it's God's plan. We all get to enjoy it someday. Doesn't make it easier, it just makes it what it is. So, yeah, if you run into Starla, just give her a hug and she'll have a rough few weeks here and then she'll be good again. Starla's a trooper. I'm gonna fix this camera just a little bit. That's why I put these snark out here. For one, I think everybody needs a little snark in their day. And two, it helps me kind of get the camera set up the right way. So yeah, other than that, not much going on around here. It's hot, you guys. It is brutally hot. And today we're having a storm coming through, and I'm hoping to God it breaks this weather cycle because this has been brutal. We have been over 100 for I can't even tell you how many days. And when you walk outside, you feel like you need to come right back in and take another shower. It's that bad. It's horrible. So I'll quit whining about that. Keep your fingers crossed. I even started running the air conditioner out in the breezeway for Jimmy because I couldn't let him just, it was like he was in a slow bake oven, out there. But he loves being out there. So finally I just decided you're going to have to learn to live with it. So I turned it up to 80 and he's out there cooking. There you go. What else is new? Nothing. I did get some really cool Happy Mail though that I will share with you. And it's the best thing. And Bossy Butt is here. I did get your Happy Mail, Bossy Butt. Let me move the snark. Look at that. And that's a print, I think, of her art. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, she sent me a packet of little stuff. But look at this. This is the best thing. I'll show the best thing first. And I told her, I have Shrinky Dink around here somewhere. And I know I do. I just can't find it. Look at, she made me a Jimmy Shrinky Dink. So it was quick. When did you mail it? August 7th, I guess. 26, yeah. Because you guys do your dates backwards. So yeah, that was, yeah. You watched her do the Jimmy. Well, the Jimmy is some kind of awesome. And I want to have it near me all the time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a split ring on him and attach him to some elastic. And he will be the charm on my beast because I use my beast almost every day. But Devin, this is awesome. And what really cracks me up, when I was doing that drawing of Jimmy, you got the mark on his nose perfectly. Perfectly. So it's just like anybody who looks at that knows that that's James Bond. So thank you, Devin. Thank you. And I showed it to Jimmy, and he looked at it like, are we going to get royalties now? Like, I trained him really good. Jimmy did turn out well. And I still haven't found my Shrinky Dink stuff, but I know I have it around here. And I should look in with my mother's stuff because I think it was in with her stuff. So I treasure my Jimmy. Thank you. Thank you. And then just some other stuff to play with. Obviously, royal paper, which I am entitled to. And a big old panda butt. Somebody told me don't show butts on my stream today. And there's a butt for you. A panda butt. I love panda videos too. Pandas have got to be the dumbest animals, right? And then some cool stickers, which I don't know where they'll end up, probably in the beast. A playing card of a Joker. Had to send you the butt, of course. Of course. Cool washi. This is Collage Soup washi. I didn't know Collage Soup made washi, but apparently they do. So who would tell you something like that? I know, right, Joyce? Speaking of royalties, Yolanda should have put a crown on Jimmy. Oh, Barbara. Barbara, round 2 might be coming up. And this cracked me up because she put the googly eyes on the shortbread tin. Googly eyes. They really are googly eyes. So, Bossy, when you come to Oklahoma to see me, we're going to go put googly eyes on stuff at Walmart. Hi, Belinda. I think it was you that asked for the stamp sample book, so I'm going to show it today. And some ruler paper. Cool. And some of her jelly plate. And it was funny because when Dee Dee was showing her books this morning, she showed that one on jelly plating and said she was going to send it to Bossy. And she was just talking generally about jelly plating. And I almost wrote in chat, the Sticker Snark book comes with googly eyes. It does? Oh, I didn't know that. There's a Sticker Snark book. Hey, Kat, if you're not doing anything and your arm isn't broken from this morning, could we find a Snark sticker book? Is there one out there? Anyway, I almost wrote in chat, or you can buy a jelly plate, leave it in its clamshell, and never touch it again like I do. I know, right? It's so good. It's so good. I should get mine out and play with it. But at this point, if I'm going to be competing with Bossy for jelly printing, it's better off in its clamshell under the bed where it lives. It does. They make several of them. I have about 5. The sticker book was from a store in the U.S. Oh my God. Carrie, go to your meeting, but don't tell them about stinking, okay? Just pretend like they don't stink. And then these are some very cool rub-ons, which I've not seen these. This one says, "You make me want to stand at the top of the building and scream, I love life." You've really met somebody like that, Bossy? I've never met anybody like that, but you go, girl. I've met people. You make me want to stand on top of the building and scream, "Is everybody stupid?" Thank you, Bossy. I will cherish Jimmy like you wouldn't believe. He will be on the beast the very next time you see him. So I try to leave things intact until I show you guys, and then I start tearing them apart. So yeah, and this piece of art here, you never know where that's going to turn up. It might turn up in the monkey book. You never know. Hi, Brenda. I hope I haven't missed anybody coming in. So yeah, that was fun to get Happy Mail, and I've ordered absolutely nothing, so I have nothing coming. I have a huge cart over at Amazon, but I have not checked out yet, obviously. And half of the stuff in there is for Jimmy. Oh, the cat. Okay, I have to tell you another Jimmy story. Yesterday, okay. My breezeway is like an indoor-outdoor room that I put air conditioning in for that damn cat. Anyway, I told Dee Dee a few weeks ago that Jimmy had caught himself a lizard. And he didn't eat the lizard. He pulled the lizard's tail off, and then I saved the lizard. And I've done that 3 times now. I didn't even know we had lizards in the breezeway. I've seen them outside. I've never seen them inside. Hi, Angie. Anyway, Jimmy finds all the lizards. Yesterday, I went out and he had a lizard and its tail was already off. And I thought, well, I need to get that lizard. I need to go save that lizard. Before I could go get a paper towel, because I don't like to touch him with my hands, I was going to get a paper towel. Before I could go get the paper towel and get back out to Jimmy, he had it in his mouth, crunch. He ate the lizard, Dee Dee. He ate the lizard. And I kept waiting all afternoon. He even licked the floor where the blood was. Anyway, I was just like grossed out. And I thought, we can't cuddle ever again because you're a lizard eater. He ate the lizard, but he never vomited. He is now, and there's on my front door, I have weather stripping at the bottom of the door that just barely brushes the floor. And there's just like a tiny crack. I mean, it's teeny weeny space that the lizard could get through. But I know how the lizards are getting in. They're coming in that crack because now he is stalking the lizards. He sits at that door and waits for the lizard to come in. Then the other day, I wasn't going to eat the lizard, no. Did Momo come in? Hi, Momo. Anyway, the other day, he kept running, put his foot down, running, put his foot down. He had a little toad out there. I have never seen a toad out there. So I don't know if Jimmy is like, what do they call them? Amphibians? Lizards and stuff? I think he's a amphibian whisperer. They're attracted to Jimmy. I've never seen him out in the breezeway. Even when I left the doors open, I never saw him in there. So that's what I'm dealing with. Momo is my 1-year-old tortoiseshell cat who likes to catch. Okay, because we have a fib comes in that's Momo. Her name is actually something different, but your cat leaves presents on the screen porch. Well, my other cats, if they saw anything out in the wild, they would have run under the bed and hidden. not Jimmy. He is an amphibian whisperer. He is. He's living his best life. I'm not kidding. And when he crunched on that lizard, I was just like, oh no, oh no. Usually mice, but one was a bunny. Oh, he caught a bunny. Oh, well, maybe I should be happy about it's just a lizard, not a bunny. I've never seen bunnies out here either, but if he becomes a bunny whisperer, I'm going to have to buy a rabbit hatch or something and start feeding them too and cleaning up their crap. God dang. Little did I know. He entices them to their death, right, Kat? That's what I think. I think he's a whisperer. I really do. What else do I have to show you guys? Let me see. All right. I think I'll show these little journals or these little baby journals. I think it was Marguerite. I don't know. Somebody, I'll pull it up on my Instagram real quick, sent me a link on Instagram. And of course, I've seen these. These weren't the first time I've seen them. But this girl on Instagram does these mini, tiny, tiny, tiny little journals. And they're so cute. So I sent one to Dee Dee and said, new obsession, because I think I'm going to have Momo. Okay, Momo is here, is my grandma name. Okay. And see, mine was just Mo, M-O. Here's one of them. Look at this. Very simple little drawings that she watercolors. I'm obsessed. Okay, hang on, because there's another one here. Here's a flip through of this little tiny, tiny baby journal. You might see me working in a baby journal because many years ago, I don't even know how long ago now, I made all these little journals. Now, somebody made this one for me, but the rest of these all I made myself. But look at how cute the little journal is. Oh, this one I actually started doing something in. Or maybe the person who made it did these. No, that's my stencil, so I had to have done that. Just slapping little stuff in there. And then these I went ahead and made. And I bound them on the spine with, this one has 4 little signatures. This one's a wraparound, and it's got 3 little signatures. These were the bigger ones. This one has 6 signatures in it, and I don't remember what kind of paper or anything I used in these. So I'm going to have this new obsession. And for a while, I gave some of these away. And this journal, okay, the way I got started was I made myself my very first ever traveler's notebook out of a black leather jacket that I found at a thrift store. I paid $3 for the jacket, and I made, let me see. Well, here's a black one. It was this kind of leather. And I love that thing. I used it forever. And I may pull it back out and turn it into the Beast next year. But look for leather at thrift stores, and you'll be shocked. You'll find leather jackets for nothing, because this was also a full-length leather jacket that I found at a thrift store and turned it into little leather covers. And I was obsessed with this as well, making little journals. This one I think I bought. Yeah, I did buy this one. Now, I made the little books inside, but yeah, this one is just probably, you know who made, Jonna may have made this. I may have bought this from Jonna because Jonna was making Traveler's Journal covers for a while. So I may have, because it came with that bow and everything. That may be a Jonna thing. Here's another little one. It's not like I don't have stuff to work in. This one is store-bought, and Sharon Lombard, yeah, sent me this one. So look at how cute this little pink journal is. And if you guys want, I will show you how to make a journal like this where you can use material and do the spine and then put it all together, because I've done that as well. But I like the leather wraparound ones where you can insert your own little journals. Use the cover over and over and over again, like a traveler's notebook. This is obviously, when it's full, you're done. This you could, well, if I hadn't bound it, but if I used elastic, yeah, you could use this little cover forever and ever and ever. And it's not like, okay, I found it. I did a suede one, probably with something. No, this one, Dee Dee maybe. Dee Dee showed these, and then I went and bought them, is what happened with these. Now, they came, got them at Books A Million, maybe? Yeah. And these are the same way. You could actually cut this out and reuse the binder. So, yeah. So if you want, I could drag out my stuff. It's been a long time. And you don't really need any special tools or anything. Leather one, show how to do a leather one. Okay, and this one, I think this was an old purse I had, honestly. And I wasn't using the purse. And actually the leather had become discolored on part of it. So I just cut up the purse and used the leather to make a book. So, and you don't really need anything special if you've got like an awl or something like that, or something sharp. And look at the little thing on this. The little charm on this is a ruler. How perfect is that? So, yeah. So I didn't make all these. I have 2 of these. And look at, this one's got a sock monkey. Oh, I did work in this one. I got a sock monkey paper clip. Okay, so these are all Zentangle patterns. So chances are some of these may be on stream, because I didn't even remember that I had done this. That's how bad I suck. Yeah. Well, look at that. It's all done. I have a few little pages left. Why don't I finish the little pages? And dangles. And that's probably what I put in between the pages so that I don't goof them up. And look at Barbara. She remembers that when I mention or show a ruler, we should all be singing, "Don't worry, be happy." So yeah, if you want a baby journal, I'll make one. But yeah, I think I'm going to start working in a miniature journal, because that girl on IG that I just showed, she was doing the flip. Look at, who doesn't want to do something like that? You could do that in just a couple minutes. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe half an hour, but look at the baby journal. So I didn't mean to get all of them out, but here we are. And they just sit up here behind me on my pen build. And I had a whole bunch of them. So I've either given a bunch away or I put them away somewhere and I don't know where they're at right now. So there you go with that. But yeah, I am going to be doing miniatures. Look at that. Got my initials on it. And I wish I remembered who sent this, but I don't. Put your names on stuff if you send it out. It does look fun, right, Shaz? You're having palpitations? And this one is just stamps. It's the same leather. I just stamped circles on the outside of it. This is probably the one I'm going to start in because it's so cute. And its little charm is a heart. So that's, you sent you. Okay, you got one years ago. I know I gave a bunch away, but I don't know who got them, where they went. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those were coats from a thrift shop, the black ones and the tan ones. So yeah, well, I'm glad you worked in it, Terry. And speaking of Zentangle, today is day 48 of this, and I thought I would, before I started doing anything else, I would go ahead and draw today's Zentangle. So in 2 days, I'll be ready to make prints of this. So today, the tangle that she chose was Warble. And I don't know if I have it in my Zentangle box or not, but we'll just go ahead and draw it. This one's really easy. Anybody can do it. Well, anybody can do any of them, to be honest. Go to tanglepatterns.com and you'll find, and I'm doing the lines just a little bit curved to make it different. She did hers completely straight, but I'm not going to do that. I have to wreck everything. Hey, CB. Scrub through to catch up. Yeah, Jimmy is adorable. Jimmy's going on the beast. So I'll draw it like she drew it so you can kind of see the steps. If I was sitting here by myself, I would probably draw it different. But so you can see the steps. You draw the boxes first. And then draw a curved line on the left edge. And then a curved line on the bottom edge. There's another one very similar to this one, but I can't think of the name of it. So you guys can see how long each of these take me. They really don't take long. And I'm just using a Uniball eye needle. It takes a while for this ink to dry completely, but when it dries completely, it's waterproof. And that's one of the reasons I love this pen. Plus, it always has good, juicy ink flow. I've never wrecked one yet, which for me is saying something, because I wreck pens. And I haven't done a Blick order yet, but I'm about ready to get some more lei pens for my tracing Bible. I've just about crushed the pen I was using to death. And I don't remember how she shaded this, so I'll just make it up as I go along. And other than that, it was a busy weekend down here on the island. A lot of people. Oh my God. College football cannot start soon enough for me. I'm ready for the city peeps to go home and stay home. There are a lot of advantages of living in a resort area. One, it's beautiful. And there are certain disadvantages, like people. And I am going to color in the borders around each of these designs at the very end. So, yeah. Have you been following it, CB? Yeah, I don't like her shading a lot of times, but I'm doing my best to do the challenge the way she's showing it. But yeah, I agree with you, CB. I think the shading sometimes is a little overwhelming. And then to finish it, you just draw, I think they call them R lines. So you only color in the two edges. And individually, they probably don't look that impressive, but I think on the poster, they do look way cool. And I haven't worked anymore on that other one I started. I got too much stuff going on. That's why I thought today I'm just going to show my stamp sample book. And then Robert's daughter is going to be here Wednesday or Thursday. Not sure which yet. So I'll have to clean up some of this mess before she gets here. Nobody should have to walk in to this mess. Hi, Jassy. I think you're new here, so welcome. All these goofballs in chat should make you feel welcome. But I did like the book show at Dee Dee's this morning. Dee Dee was cracking me up when she was, I asked her if she had gotten out the Dubious Document book, and then she went and got it. And about the time that she went downstairs to get it, and I was eagerly looking forward to seeing the book again because I haven't pulled it out in forever, Robert came up and he was starving. So I had to fix him something to eat. So I was listening, but I wasn't at the computer and I couldn't chat. And Dee Dee asked me a question. Obviously, I didn't answer. And Tina, trying to stick up for me, says, oh, she's probably getting prepared for today's stream. And I'm like, what? And Dee Dee said, no, she doesn't plan. It's like, I was laughing so hard. You're being like Dee Dee and not, oh no, yesterday when I used some stencils, Angie, I took them right over to the sink and washed them all up. What didn't I wash? If you're looking at the screen of my phone, you're right. I don't wash that. Not new, watch all the time. You just never talk. Well, get in chat and keep these women in line. All right, so that's the basic design. Not complicated at all. So I think I will shade on the opposite edges of where it's colored in. So it looks like it's tucking down. And then she used a white colored pencil for the highlights. So I did that, but I prefer a white pen. I fix this color. Well, actually, when I color that black, it's all going to disappear in there anyway. So what difference does it make? So yeah, that'll be that. Normally, I would wait a little while before I started doing this on that ink. I would have made sure that it was good and dry. Because on this watercolor paper, it does take a little while to dry. So 2 more days, and then I'll be done with this. Maybe I'll get something done around here. I'm not going to make any promises or anything. Hi, Miss Allie. But that's about how long each of these have taken me. They go really quick. I like this design too. I can't remember what that's called. I think that was yesterday's. Marisu. No, that's Ponyo, I think. So, yeah. Some of the designs I've liked better than others, but warm bagel and peanut butter. Oh, Miss Allie, why did you say that? That sounds delicious. All right. So really, that's how long it takes. 2 more days. I'm done, and more done. And I have been making sure that each of these designs are in my Zentangle box. So occasionally I have to stop and catch that up. Hey, Ruth, did you say you're going to make prints? Yes, I am. Dee Dee has bossed me around. And really, I'm not sure who's bossier, to be honest. If it's Dee Dee or Bossy Butt, I really don't know. But Bossy Dee Dee told me I had to make prints. So yeah, I'll make some prints and do some giveaways, I think. I'll try and find something else to do some prints of too. I bought all the paper and all this stuff to do them. I just never have done them. I don't know why. Because after this is done, I'm on to something else. I'm not lingering on yesterday. And then I did get, Dee Dee had told you guys, we just finished our ATC swap, right? For America's 250th birthday. And so Dee Dee had bought me a cool book at Hobby Lobby to store them in. And have to say I love this. This is just a sticker that I got. And I put it in there as the front cover. And then this week, I went ahead and the crease is wearing that, but I don't really care. Put that on the inside cover, and I'll flip through it really quick again. Let me pull the camera out so you can see. I love them all so much. Love, love, love them all so much. But this book was an awesome idea. Awesome idea. And then she's sending me back the Jimmy cards that I sent her in error. And then I just made some, I had bought some stickers. And so I just made some stuff to go ahead and fill in the rest of the book with stickers. But I'll take 2 of these out so Jimmy has a home. And then this stuff I had gotten in the mail from the Monkey Island Women's Association, and I just saved it. But so I just went ahead and put it in this. And I'll probably go ahead and fill the rest of it up with like American stamps and stuff like this. Thanks, Miss Allie. I think it's a great book too. So thank you for the book, Dee Dee. I did get it all set up. It's all full. It's all, ew. I just want to eat it. They should be here today. Yeah, baby. So the Jimmy cards will go in here. And my book is complete. And I love it so much. And it'll find a good home on my shelf. And occasionally I will pull it out. I won't put both Jimmys in there, though. I think I'll keep one Jimmy out and put it somewhere where I can see it all the time. Because who doesn't love themselves a good Jimmy? Hello. That needs to be somewhere where I can see it all the time. The cards were so good. And then Joanne had posted hers on Instagram, the ones that she had received back, and they got there quick too. And she said, can we do an Oklahoma? What is wrong with me? Can we do a Halloween ATC swap? So I need to talk to Dee Dee about it because I wrote Joanne back and said, yeah, let's see if we can recruit Dee Dee to host it with me again because Dee Dee has such a larger audience. But I'm thinking, so be prepared because, oh, look at Joanne's in there. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Dee Dee said she was agreeable. So I think we're going to do a Halloween swap. Now, I'd like to do the timing. Dee Dee, pay attention because I've been thinking. I'm a thinker, you know. We're right now at getting toward the end of August. I think if we announce this quickly, we can give a deadline of 6 weeks. I'm not doing ATC cards again. Too much brain work. Oh, come on, Angie. That is a poor excuse. I'm not letting you off the hook. Okay, Laverne wants one too. Please, with sugar on top. That sounds really cool. You could get it done. And see, what I'm thinking is that if we announce it now, give the deadline of, say, September 15th, I get them swapped out. I think we could arrange it where everybody gets their cards back before Halloween. I'll do the swap. You know I'll do that, Dee Dee. All you have to do is talk about it on your stream. Missy's doing it. Yeah, see, Angie's cards were awesome. So probably I'll get with Dee Dee and we'll announce it real quick and come up with a deadline. But you guys can go ahead and start planning on that. And I guess I should ask, do you like the create 6 and get 5 back? And if people do extras, you might get 6 back. But yeah, if we plan it now, I think we could honestly get this done so people can get their cards back before October. Carrie's going to do it. Okay, we've got a good crowd already. So figure that is a done deal. We're going to do it. And I'm looking at a deadline around the middle of September, which gives you guys ample amount of time. So I don't want to hear anything about late cards or whatever. And we are going to be busy in October. Lisa's going to do it. Kathleen's going to do it. Oh, Vanessa, you got to do it. Your artwork is so awesome, Vanessa. You got to do it. Are you kidding me? Get 5 back and 1 of your own. Okay. So, okay. CB's going to do it. All right, you guys, start planning. You need to create. Let's just do this. Create 6, get 5 back. It's not asking a whole lot, but you get some really awesome art back. 8 weeks for international. Well, Joanne, you got yours really quick this time. All the rules will be the same. Okay. Dee Dee just said that's what we're doing it. Joyce is doing it. Okay. Brenda's doing it. Yeah, baby. We got a plan. We got a plan. That was a joke. I know, Angie. You're just sitting over there being a jokester. I'm going to send you a dunce cap. All right, what else do I need to show you guys? All right, last week I did, I think it was Joyce, sent that coloring book page of the monkey. So I went ahead and colored the monkey. You've done 2 cards already. Joanne, you little cheater. Devin's going to play with us. No 3D embellishments, please. That makes it so hard. And then I worry about the mail. And yeah, so keep them flat. No embellishments, none. Like you could use glossy accents or something, but not buttons. Anyway, so I colored him last week, and I never really did do the highlights and the shading and stuff, but who knows? Maybe I'll get to that. And then I went ahead and did this is my circus and these are my monkeys. So because the rest of the book is going to be monkey stuff, right? So yeah, this is my circus and these are my monkeys. And so last week when I was talking about the monkey journal, I recited a poem from memory. And the name of the poem, and I'm going to do it. Thanks, Terry. The name of the poem is called The Monkey's Disgrace, and I found it on the computer, and I wanted to test my memory to see how good my memory was. And it was pretty good, but I'm going to read you the whole poem now. It's called The Monkey's Disgrace. 3 monkeys sat in a coconut tree discussing things they are said to be. Said one to the others, "Now listen, you two, there's a certain rumor that can't be true, that man descended from our noble race. The very idea is a great disgrace. No monkey has ever deserted his wife, starved her babies, and ruined her life. And you've never known a mother monk to leave her babies with others to bunk, or pass them on from one to another till they scarcely know who is their mother. And another thing you'll never see, a monk build a fence around a coconut tree and let the coconuts go to waste, forbidding all other monks to taste." That's the part I forgot. "Forbidding all the other monks to taste. Why, if I put a fence around this tree, Starvation would force you to steal from me. Here's another thing a monkey won't do. Go out at night and get in a stew, or use a gun or club or knife to take some other monkey's life. Yes, man descended the ornery cuss, but brother, he didn't descend from us. Author unknown. But I thought I saw one where they actually had attributed it to somebody, but who knows. But yeah, I did pretty good from memory. I just forgot. And another thing you'll never see. So I forgot a little bit of it, but I was pretty proud of my memory. So yeah, it's called The Monkey's Disgrace, and it's out on the internet. A lot of people have talked about it and stuff like that. I need to do some more stenciling over here, but I just took a stencil and built a tree. And I have another stencil that I'm going to put some coconuts down on the ground down here. And then the thing I haven't decided, and I'll let you guys help me decide, is should I put some monkeys in the tree? Maybe I could put them on that limb right there, because that one's kind of, it is a stencil. I used let me see. It's still here from yesterday because it was over drawing next to the sink. It's Crafter's Workshop, Jamie. I think I got it at Tuesday morning. But yeah, it was just that. And then I had another one from a pack of stencils. It was just the leaves. And I just used 3 different colors of ink to put the leaves on the tree. Okay, Laverne's saying, yeah, I got to put the monkeys in the tree. Okay, now here's the other thing that I need to ask. I got out a few of my monkey stamps. I was thinking about just doing a stamp monkey. You know, like I could put one of this one, one of this one, one of this one, you know, so they're all about the same size, same type of art. Hi, sister. You just ordered 100 transparencies to make stencils. Good job, Marilyn. What'd Angie say? Dee Dee, I'm going to do the cards. Good girl, Angie. Some people you almost have to beat until they bleed, right, Dee Dee? So I don't know. What do you think about using some of these monkeys? These are monkeys that I have stamps of. Curious George. Monkey in space. So what do you guys think? Should I use these, or should I try and find a monkey out of my stash of monkeys? Okay, Terry's saying these are perfect. Okay. All right. Then let me pick 3 different ones and I'll cut them out. Which one would be the one talking? Probably the most sensible. A sensible monkey. What is wrong with me? Here's one making a face, sticking his tongue out. That to me looks pretty good. There's one of them. And he's sitting, so let's do one that's going to be hanging. Well, the poem says 3 monkeys sat in a coconut tree. We don't have to take everything literal, though. And I think I just bought these stamps like off the shelf at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or who knows. I've had them for years. And the only reason I bought them is because they're monkeys. And I'll pull out the monkey drawer here in just a minute when I start showing you my sample book. Okay, those are the 3 monkeys that will end up on the monkey page. So one of them will be hanging. There'll be one sitting in the middle and one making a face. Maybe I'll put him hanging over here. And then him. And these will be easy to fussy cut. So, yeah. Color them first. Yeah, I will, Dee Dee. I'll color them first and then cut, fussy cut them for sure. But that's how that's going to end up looking, I think. But I just knew I wanted to include that poem since I had recited it from memory last week. I thought, okay, I'm going to do that because Yeah, it's a monkey book. And I did find some fun. I was looking through my pattern paper and look at, I found this monkey paper and this monkey paper and sock monkey, a whole kit of sock monkey paper. So yeah, I'm kind of pulling things together so I can work on this. But I love the sock monkey paper. I forgot I had it. Who knows? I might even use those little diamonds on it. So yeah, I think I'm going to have fun with this. And then doing the little miniature paintings. But none of this will probably get too far underway until I get, did I bonk that bad? Until I get that Zentangle challenge done. And what else? And then every day, of course, I work on my devotional. And Dee Dee, I have to show you. Have you been working in yours? But I want to show. Oh, look at an American flag. Can't believe that. I keep my tracing Bible in its box, but I have to show Dee Dee how much I've got done. And all I do is do the, I haven't done any in the back because the devotional has been working mostly in Matthew. And then occasionally, but look, as I flip through how much I've gotten done. It's starting to look way cool. I like when I pull it out and I can see which parts I've read and studied for a day. But I've crushed this pen, so I've got to order a new one. I've got one more, and then I've got to have a new one. But have you been okay, here's the good parts. Have you been doing yours, Dee Dee? Isn't it fun when you start getting large parts of it done? And Ruth, have you been doing yours? More than you. Good. I'd like to do anything better than Dee Dee since I can't do hardly anything better than Dee Dee. But yeah, I love that. And I do that every day, every day, every day. So I have my little routine down here. And I'll find a home for the American flag. Who knows where that came from? You're going to be back inside the office? Okay, I'll try not to say anything offensive. All right, I think I've showed you everything I had out to show you guys, which took an hour. All right, so you guys, I started collecting rubber stamps as best I can recall. The first one I ever bought, I was about 14 years old. We were in a mall in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I bought a little duck on a wooden block. It was on a kiosk out in the middle of this mall. And I loved that stupid duck. I loved it so much. It was the very first rubber stamp I ever bought. I don't even know if I'd seen rubber stamps before that. And so for years and years, I kept it at work because I would stamp it on notes that I wrote to people or whatever. And somebody stole the duck out of my desk. But then sometime after that, stamp stores and all that became a huge thing, right? And my mom and I both loved them. And so I just started collecting. And at first, I think everybody goes through a cute phase where you buy a ton of cute stampage. And then you start doing, I don't know, next generation, more to use in art journals and stuff like that. And so I started way back when keeping a sample book of all the stamps that I had. And so this is what's left of the stamp book. And it started out in a three ring binder. Well, I outgrew, I don't know how many 3-ring binders. Now a 4-inch binder won't hold them all. So currently it's living in a box because I can't decide exactly how I'm going to keep this, but I'm going to keep it and I need to update it. All this stuff in front down here, this is all stamps that I have to add to the sample book. So let me show you. And I don't like the way this is organized right now, but I don't have a choice. So let me just pull out the pages that are somewhat organized and we'll go from there. But I have to pull out the whole box. Dee Dee's going to sit over there and make fun of me now. And I would make fun of her too, so it's all good. Okay, so I've got to do it in sections. Never mind. And we'll just flip through it. You guys, can you imagine how much money I've spent over the years on this? Somebody needed to be examining my head. All right, here we go. Now, keep in mind, during all this thing, I was 14 years old when I started this, okay? And I'm much, much older than that now. I know I don't act it, but honestly, I've been alive a lot more years than that. Probably about 55 years. So, yeah. So let's start at the beginning. The first section. Without a notebook, this is really hard to manage. Your stamp samples are not colored in. Well, Devin, you probably ought to rectify that little situation. Okay, the first section is scenery, flowers, and garden. And I probably could have better sections. You love your tracing Bible. It's perfect for you. Good, Ruth. That makes me really happy. But playing cards have to be sanded first. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is scenery, flowers, and gardens. And they are colored in. Some of them aren't, though, Devin. And this, okay, these need to be laid out on their layout sheets because the layout sheets, just something else. Okay, this would be an example of how they'll ultimately look with the checkered border. So I have the sheets in there. I just need to relay these out because originally the pages were this big. And now I've moved them into 11-inch. And originally they didn't have the sheet protectors, but as I got more and more, it was just like, nah, I need to take care of these better. So anything that has to do with scenery, flowers, or gardens are in here. Okay, and then another thing on the finished pages, I have the location of the stamp because let me show you. I took pictures in preparation so that you guys could know without any doubt in your mind that I'm a lunatic. Yeah, you got to make sure that live dot is red. Yeah. I have been finding myself lagging at Dee Dee's a lot. Okay. The best thing I have for stamp storage is a cabinet. You can't hardly see very good. But anyway, it's a stamp cabinet that has 39 drawers. And each drawer has a title on it. For example, I have one that says animals/monkeys. I have an Asian. I have a mail art, so each one of these drawers pulls out and there are wooden stamps in here. This is all wooden stamp storage. Yeah, I keep the location of where the stamps are. If they're in a drawer, it'll say stamp cabinet drawer 15 or whatever. And then all over my house, And I was talking to somebody at Dee Dee's, maybe it was Ambient this morning, about I keep the stuff that I love around me. Like if you saw my room in here, I've got wooden cigar boxes. I've got my stamp. Like you can see the type drawers. Come on. It's not going to let me blow it up and move it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, I keep old type drawers. You used to be able to find them a lot at garage sales or thrift stores or whatever. They're getting very, very hard to find, and people are asking a lot of freaking money for them. Okay, you want to see the rubber stamps in the kitchen? And then look, I have a TV in here. And then I have pictures. There's me about 5 weeks. That was in, let's see, March of 2000, year 2000, with my little goddaughter. They're my granddaughters, the oldest and the middle. And there's a wedding from my backyard from 1995. And there's my husband and Jamie and Cokie. So it's just stuff that I love that I keep around me. Because I always have, happy memories. Okay, Barbara wants to see the ones in the kitchen. I'm looking for it, Barbara. I know I have it. Okay, here's the kitchen stamps. There's a wet bar in my kitchen, but since we don't drink alcohol, I just use it for other stuff. It's just an extra sink in my kitchen. And up above that, above the splashboard, there's a type drawer that has all the stamps that are food related. So there's ice cream cones and coffee pots, a bunch of different coffee ones, and some apples and a can of beer and a hot pepper and some M&Ms and a baby bottle. But all of these stamps will have a corresponding sample in here. Zoom it open. How do I zoom it open? But anyway, that's the stamps in my kitchen. And then throughout the house, if you don't think I'm crazy enough, let's see, in my room, this is one of the drawers in my room, and that's got cartoon characters and just miscellaneous stuff. And that is acrylic stamps that are saved in CD cases. That is a great way to store your acrylic stamps. I'll pull one out real quick. I had them out just a little while ago doing the monkeys. And I just grabbed the ones that I just cut up. So there's the acrylic stamps, and then I put an image on the outside. I didn't color these, Devin. Pinch and zoom. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know if you can even get these anymore, but I just scavenged mine, put my CDs in an album, and then use these for stamps. And then they all have labels on them, whether they're journaling stamps, monkeys, humorous, postage. And look at the top. Okay, I just zoomed in. On the top of that, if I pull it down, is the Zentangle box. And then on top of the Zentangle box is my conspiracy hat that Dee Dee sent me that says, "Ask me anything." And that sits right next to the stamp cabinet here in my room. And let's see. And then I have these type drawers. This is another type drawer that I have. And it's right behind me on my wall. And it's got all postage related, weather related, anything like that. A lot of my old stamps that I just like. Hi, Hermie. What else? Okay, this is a little cabinet that has all faux postage in it and little miniature books. Look, there's a sock monkey and there's a hanging monkey. Somebody sent me that, but I don't know who. And there's the little foxes. What does a fox say? And they sit right on top of my alcohol build. So it looks a mess because it is a mess. And this is going from my room down the hallway toward the bathroom and the bedrooms. I have stamps hanging in there. That's the kitchen stamps. That's when you come in my front room. That's just all miniature stuff and stamps. And then this is going down the hallway toward the living room. And so they're all over my house. They're literally all over my house. And that's the house mouse wall. And it's just a thin piece of wood that they sit on, but I can see them all at once. Pretty much, CB, my house decor is rubber stamps. And if they're not rubber stamps, they're pictures of the family. If I showed you the pictures of the family, I mean, I go back a long time, like my ancestors right up until the newest grandbaby. Like, they're everywhere. I don't buy art. My walls don't have art on them. They're either family photos or rubber stamps. And I like having them. And here's my attitude. It's my house. If you don't like it, go to your house. Because chances are good I didn't invite you anyway. So, yeah. It's either furniture, pictures, or rubber stamps. That's it. And I don't have a lot of wall space. Like when you come into my house, to the right is like a great room. And it's just a big room for living. I've got my dining room table and the living room out there. And then the kitchen is just off that. And then my little art room's off that. And then the bedrooms are tucked away. That's it. And then upstairs is the library and the master bedroom. I mean, I don't have a lot of wall space, so I don't need a lot of art. So anyway, got sidetracked. So yeah, that's the first section. And I do need to just sit down and put them on their regular sheets. And see, these are ones that just need to be added. I'll just put that in there. And see, part of the problem is how do you categorize? Do you put butterflies in garden, or do you put butterflies in animals? See, that's what I think too, Laverne. Have what you do, what makes you happy, because someday somebody's going to come in here. They're going to have zero attraction for rubber stamps. They'll either give them away, throw them away. And at that point, I don't care. But I enjoyed them while I had them. And this is, what's this section? Oh, I pulled from the wrong. Okay, I need to flip this over or I'm really going to goof up the whole thing, I think. Hang on. Let me make it sure I know what I'm doing here. All right, this is a better way. All right, the next section is people and faces. So these were all my mother's. She loved angels and stuff like that, and fairies and stuff like that. That obviously is a mother's stamp. So yeah, these were all my mother's because I got my mother's collection when she passed. So there's some stamps in there that I obviously need to color and put in there. They're little gnomes. And these are extra samples. So that means I could just use those if I'm working on something, I guess. Here's some more people. Now this one's so old that the black ink turned purple. A butt. Can you believe I have a butt like that? And a guy puking and a guy going, na, 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 na. I can't believe that. So you collect art supplies. Oh, I do that too, Ruth. I can't believe I have a guy that's mooning you. And the kids love these. the grandkids, they would get these out and play, making faces with all the things forever. There's a crying baby. Mother loved Betty Boop, so I have a ton of Betty Boop. The emoji stickers, these I just bought not very long ago, actually. This guy does good posters. You could put Snark in there. You're not surprised? Me either. I like this little wizard guy. I like all of them. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't like them. Next one is Hearts and Love, because who doesn't need a whole Hearts and Love section? Okay, this page is actually put together. So parts of it are how I laid it out originally. And then this one, for example, if I needed to find that, it's in the unmounted HL. All right, C31. Okay, these are all in drawer number 31. But that's in an unmounted called Hearts and Love number 1. That's unmounted number 1. So, and then this one has SR. That means it was in a collectible kit, and it actually is in a tote downstairs. So I can find things pretty darn quick if I want to. And then all the hearts, they're in drawer number 31 of the stamp cabinet. So yeah, I'm glad I did that, where I can go find them just like boom, boom, boom. That's in cabinet number 31. Sealed with a Kiss, I know, is right behind me. So, but when you have a lot of something, you kind of got to have an organized. And see, I organize warehouses, so yeah, having a way to organize them, yeah, that's pretty easy. I don't know what this is. Okay, those are the newer ones. Okay, the next section was holiday, because obviously everybody has a bunch of holiday stamps. So this is Christmas, and this page obviously I got done and laid out, so it's got all of its locations on it. And what's nice about it is, like, if we're going to do a swap, and I think I want to do something with a rubber stamp, I can come here and find the stamp. I don't have to go to the cabinet. I don't have to dig through anything. Just look in the book. Bam, there it is. And where you can find it. So I love that. I got a lot of Christmas stamps because my mother loved Christmas too. So a lot of these were hers. And probably hers. All these, they're obviously not done in color. But yeah, some of these, looking at them makes me think of Mom, so it makes me happy. A lot of Christmas. Lot of Christmas. And all these down in here, these were all Walt Disney collectibles. So some of them you can find on eBay and stuff like that. People are asking a lot of money for this stuff. So there's still a lot of work I need to do on it. There's the first page of Christmas, and I haven't done the lettering yet. And these are all the Santa Clauses. It makes me happy. These were some of my favorite stamps. That was a whole series of these. And I actually used some of these in the art that I sent to Rubber Stamp Madness that got published. And these are Easter. These need to be colored. There's Halloween. You might be seeing one of these on my ATC swap, because I haven't really thought about because we just decided to do it. So I haven't really thought about it, but this is one of my very favorite stamps. You just came from eBay. You won an auction. Awesome. Something you couldn't live without. Here's Valentine's Day, and I have way more Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, and then some more Christmas, because you can't have too much of that. Next one is celebration and birthday, which it's just in here. This whole section needs to be put together. I'm going to start making some time so I can get that done. There's no excuse for this being like this. And this section is animals. I have a lot of animals. I love teddy bears. And of course, a lot of these I bought when the kids were little because they loved coming over to my house and stamping and using my stuff, you know. I have a sealed with, all right, LAALBOS. He stamped it on back of envelope, sealed with love and a little bit of spit. Oh, I love that, Brenda. Now, see, that would be awesome. Traveler's notebook to add to your collection. No, I couldn't live without it. You go, Hermie. I have a ton of them. I'm not going to apologize for any of it. So, yeah, a lot of these, you know, if it was today, I wouldn't buy them. But if I saw something that I thought Ashley would like or something, oh, I got to buy that. Ashley will love that. Of course, I kept the stamp, but she got to stamp with it whenever she was at my house. But look at all the teddy bears. Obviously, I love teddy bears. This was another collectible set. I haven't looked it up. But they're probably in the collectibles downstairs. Because I keep them downstairs because it's cool down there. And, you know, up here, I don't know. They're probably getting ruined by the heat and everything else. Okay, Bossy. See, all of these are not colored. Some of them I probably was in a hurry. Stamp it, be done. Look at this guy. He's dying. I'm dying. Here's Easter and bunnies. See, that's another thing. Do you put the bunnies in Easter or do you put them in animals? I don't know. You got to decide that yourself. Here's cats. Hey, I have a cat. I have a stamp of Jimmy. I didn't even know I had a stamp of Jimmy. Look at stamp of Jimmy. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to find that. I don't have written down where it is. The little ones are in the breakfast nook in the southwest corner. I don't know where he is. He might be up on the cabinet with the dogs. There's the dogs. There's cows. The Martins, that's my mom's and dad's name. The cows. Look at, I have a miniature one and a bigger one. Same stamp. Look at some of these dogs. Oh my God. Jimmy stamp score, right? Yeah, baby. And then I got a bunch of frogs. Can't let Jimmy see that. He'll play with them until they die. And then Tim Holtz came out with the crazy cats and the crazy birds. I got all of these unmounted. So, and then when you buy them, you get the accessories and the hats and stuff like that. So these are newer stamps. Could it be in the cat drawer? I don't have a cat drawer. I have a animal cabinet by the front door. He might be up there. My mother bought these because my brother collects moose stuff, you know, moose towels, moose whatever. There's not one of us that isn't just weird, okay? This must be miscellaneous because here's a porcupine, there's a wolf, there's an armadillo. Who doesn't need a stamp of an armadillo? Okay, I've told this before, but it's really funny. When we first moved to Oklahoma, there were no armadillos in Colorado, first of all, none. So when we first moved to Oklahoma, there are armadillos down here, and a lot of times they're dead at the side of the road. And we were leaving the house one day. Jim was driving, and I was riding along, and there was a dead. I'd seen it before. It wasn't the first time I'd seen this, but there was an armadillo, and when armadillos get hit by a car or die or whatever, their little arms stick out like this, okay? Their little arms are like this. And we drove by one, and it had like a soda pop can in its hands, you know, just laying there belly up with a soda can. And I said to Jim, and I felt so dumb, as soon as it was out of my mouth, I wanted to punch myself in the face. I said, I wonder what's in those cans that kills those armadillos. Because never in my wild imagination did I imagine that some dumb Okie would stop and put an empty can in the dead armadillo's hands. Oh, so Jim laughed about that until the day he died. I can't believe you said what's in those cans that would kill that armadillo. Look I have Tasmanian Devil playing football. And this guy he's like the werewolf. And I'm sure I bought the horses for Ashley too. So yeah, dragons eating ice cream. Where did I get half of these? I don't even know. Probably my mother. So that's all the animals. Dead armadillos are called opossum on the half shell. Oh my God, that's funny, Ruth. Next section is borders and frames, and I have nothing in there, so I don't know where that section went. Next section is words and alphabets, which I had a lot of those, a lot. The kids played with these a lot. I have a ton of alphabet stamps. These I actually really do love, and I love the Christmas ones. I don't very often use the alphabet ones anymore. These I actually cut myself. These are hand drawn on fun foam. You know, fun foam that you saw, I had it in my monkey book. Yeah, those are just cut. I used a stencil and drew the letter and then cut them out of the fun foam. So yeah, you can make your own alphabets. I think I did the same with this. Yeah, this is unmounted hand cut. This is hand cut. These are hand cut. So yeah. So if you need an alphabet and you have a stencil, draw them on fun foam. This is unmounted fun foam that I cut myself. That's fun foam that I cut myself because I had the stencils, you know. These are all the little dollar alphabets that you used to be able to get at Michael's. I don't know if you can get those anymore at Michael's. These were not hand cut. Yeah. So you can never have too many alphabets, right? The problem with alphabets, now these were also hand cut. I remember doing it. Is getting them spaced and even. Yeah, you do have to reverse them, but yeah. But yeah, you can never apparently have too many lettering stencils. But I love lettering, so I'm not surprised that they would show up in my rubber stamp collection as well. These were Tim Holtz. I got these at Tuesday morning. I remember that. And then here's the section of all the stuff that I have to put in here that I need to get off my butt and get done. So you can see that there's a lot to do. I have a lot to do with this. Next one is envelope and mail art, which I used to do, and Dee Dee said she did too. I think it's odd that we probably were in the same swaps, you know, because I did mail art for years and years. And these pages I have not laid out. This was the original layout of the book. So, yeah. But these would be mail art, backgrounds, miscellaneous elements, who knows. Okay, this page I did get done. So, yeah, I used to do a lot of mail art. Initials. Again, do those belong in mail art or do they belong in alphabets? They're my initials, so I put them in mail art because that's where I would use them. And then all the different faux postage. I do love me some faux postage. And I loved when Dee Dee showed the Nick Bantock faux postage. But yeah, I love me. Okay, and I wrote myself a note to check in the storeroom tote in kits that a bunch of these will be in kits in the basement. I should color these in because these are very cool. Very cool. Very cool. I think this was a Tim Holtz set of postal related stuff. You could also get some of this, I remember, as rub-ons. And then there's a bunch of extra samples. I really need to get this organized. I really goofed up. Do you remember Tickle the Post Office for Mail Art? I don't remember that. Okay, this is foods, fruits, and veggies. And most of these will be found in that. I do have a food drawer in here, but most of these, they're small stamps. They'll be in that cabinet on the wall in the kitchen. So, yeah. The stamp sample book has gone through lots of iterations. And then the next one is humorous. This probably will be a pretty big section because I have the butt guy in both of them. Maybe that was my solution. If it could go in two places, I put it in both places. Okay, here, I'll read you some of these because these are funny. And I remember I got one of those pads of Post-its and I stamped the entire thing with, "Here, I saved this booger just for you," and sent it to my boss at Coors, the guy that I reported to. "Will paint me green and call me Gumby. Will be president for food. If I want any more blank from you, I'll unscrew your head and scoop it out. You want fries with that? I kiss my dog on the lips. I'm pink, therefore I'm spam. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm having fun." Here's right and wrong, both of them misspelled. "I love bungee jump. I'm seriously cut and measured impaired." That I should probably send to Dee Dee because I'm not cut and measured. Damn is Mothers Against Dyslexia. To err is human. To forgive means you're an OJ juror. Another year shot to hell. Wake up, Barbie. Ken is gay. Gotta run. The dog's ear is caught in the printer. Can you believe that? Toenail clippings enclosed. Wake me when the Republicans are on welfare. Got rubber. Oi to the world. If only men were as satisfying as chocolate. Roadkill ID chart. Bodacious. I hate quotations. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm not living in the past. I'm just going to pay for it. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat 'em up, yum. Why would I? Oh, I know where some of these came from. Used to be, hi Dorothy, used to be you could order stuff from, Las Vegas. Dee Dee, what was it? Help me here. The Las Vegas Stamp Company, you could order like a pound of random red rubber. And they didn't come mounted on wood. You just got a bag of miscellaneous stamps. And some of them had a theme. Some of them you didn't know what you were getting. I got one that's a bunch of people, and then a bunch of this stuff came in that. Because you ordered them by the pound. That's where a lot of this came from. Like that, fish heads. I never would have ordered that. Losing my grip. Life stinks. Has the world gone mad, or is this the post office? I'm too sexy for my habit. I just wore out the batteries in my personal gratification device. I've been on a diet for 2 weeks, and all I've lost is 14 days. Did you ever stop to think and then forget to start again? There's a thin line between genius and insanity. I have erased this line. Property of Elvis Presley. I know you guys remember the name of that company. Yeah, all of this probably came in that. When art is understood by everyone, it will cease to be art. Everything you always wanted to know about sex. I used to have all the answers, then they changed all the questions. The Mr. Ed Look Unalike contest winner, Tommy the Lobster. just crazy. Losing my grip. Man does not live by chocolate alone, but woman can. If you see Elvis, tell him his music really sucks. This sentence, no verb. I'm still dead. If nobody knows the trouble you've seen, you don't live in a small town. Hey, Macarena. Prepare to worship in the temple of the easily amused. If you think I have an attitude, you should meet my cat. I should be using that stamp more often. Got the guts to succeed in Hollywood. Quantum leap express when it absolutely has to be there within your own lifetime. We are not getting old. We are developing powerful muscles that enable us to sit for long periods of time without tiring. I'm talking and I can't shut up. Mostly I just sit around all day being fabulous. Now these I think are Diane Reevely or I think they're Diane Reevely. Ask my kids, they know everything. Yeah, so y'all have seen those. They're not very old. And I think I have 2 sets of those. Here's, we interrupt this program to bring you a news flash full of beans. Only my cat understands me. Oh, but I wrote on that one that I've lost a stamp. I don't know where the stamp is. So, yeah. This one is cartoon characters, which obviously, no, this is in the wrong section. Anyway, this probably, I don't know. This would be miscellaneous as far as I'm concerned. It's just a little bit of everything. Yeah, it's miscellaneous. Yeah, that's what I would call it. And then these are the cartoon characters. Mickey and Friends. I bought most of these when the kids were little, obviously, because they loved Mickey Mouse. They could stamp him, color him. So I have a pretty good Mickey and Minnie collection. A lot of them came as collector sets. So the problem with having a Mickey Mouse stamp or something like that, and you can use it for your own stuff, but you cannot resell it. Viva Las Vegas. Something like that. Brenda, you got it. And then these, just Winnie the Pooh. And if they've turned purple, that originally was black. And then I don't know, it changes to purple. So yeah, I got a bunch of these. Ashley loved this set. Oh my gosh, she loved Snow White and 7 Dwarfs. So, yeah, a lot of those I bought for the kids. I'm not unhappy, though. I'm glad I haven't. Who is she kidding? She bought them for herself. You're probably right, Barbara. And the kids just benefited. That was just a bonus. This is ephemera and tickets. Now, this is when I started doing more art journaling and stuff like that. These were actually, I bought these not very long ago when I did the circus scavenger hunt. But I'm just wondering, how did I get that lettering? I must have used a stencil and done that myself. If I did, I'm really quite impressed with my bad self. I did. And then these I just need to color. These I actually bought not very long ago. And these are duplicates of the stamps. And then this is just stuff that I would use in art journaling. I've got a bunch of art journaling stamps, and I know none of those are colored because I bought them recently. So, what was that section? Ephemera and tickets. And then this is art supplies and calligraphy. Oh, this is going to be a good section. Yeah, and I must have done that lettering too. I love all this stuff. I need to have more of that. Why don't I have more of that? I need to go out shopping and look for more of that. But isn't that fun? I do have more than this. I don't know why I haven't stamped them out. I do have a bunch that are stamped out and just stuck in here. And then I had to do a whole section for Tim Holtz. And this one I don't even, see how old this stuff is. It's not even in a sheep protector. But that's Crazy Cats. Now, again, do Crazy Cats belong in animals or do they belong under Tim Holtz? I tell you, it's hard to make those decisions. There's crazy dogs, crazy birds, all the ephemera or the extras for the animals. And then I bought a bunch of these at Tuesday morning. They had them on clearance for like $1.50 or something. And so I bought a bunch of his drafting stamps, which I love all of them. I'm not sure I would have paid full price though. So yeah, these are all Tim Holt type things that you can use in art journaling. I should get out some of my old art journals. They're in the cedar chest in the kids' room because I know a lot of this stuff is used on them. Okay, there's Tim Holtz postal. So yeah. And there's the first page of that. That used to be it used to have its own binder. So it's crazy. Yeah, see, that's what I think too, Ruth, is they belong in both. That's what I must have defaulted to. Yeah, these are all Tim Holtz that I've got to check and see if they're in there. Cooey sent me those. I wrote myself a note. Cooey bought them. Now this is the house mouse, and I think this is what maybe it was Belinda originally asked about. My mother loved house mouse. And she started out with just a few. The original artist started out with just a few, and they became so popular that she came out with more and more and more and more. And of course, my mother bought all of them. But house mouse for a while was incredibly, incredibly popular. I still love house mouse. I love house mouse. So some of these were stuff I bought, and some were stuff that my mother bought. So, and it's hard for me to decide, like I think I bought that one, but my mother would have bought that one. So, yeah, I know I bought that one. So, yeah. So these are all the house mouse, and they're all on that wall going from this area out into the living room. Yeah, I did too, Kat. Had everything house mouse. I think they're just so adorable. And I still use them, and I still love them. I'll try and remember to pull them out, Devin. But I finally had to pack them away. They were just taking up too much valuable real estate. So, but yeah, these were some of the early ones. And I loved all of them so much. And so did my mom. And look, this one, same stamp, 2 different sizes. Now, chances are good that I bought this one, Mom bought this one. But we ended up with 2, the exact same. And I haven't really looked. I don't know if she still is drawing and selling stuff. I don't know. I just kind of quit buying. And so I'm sure there's a ton out there that I don't have. But taking a look at this, I obviously have an ample amount. It's not like I'm going to run out. I love art journals. I'm trying to teach myself how to do it. Marilyn, just watch videos. That's the best advice I can give you, And like my art journals I would include rubber stamps. I've never been a huge acrylic art paint user, but when I started art journaling, I used more of it. Now I almost never get out acrylic paint. I don't know why. I think you just kind of gravitate toward the things that work for you, that you like. I'd rather use watercolor, spray inks. Yeah, they had stamps. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how long ago. My mother died in 2001, and she had most of these stamps and had used them for years. So if I had to guess, I'd say it was in the 90s. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll show you a catalog here in just a second. So yeah, I have a few of the stamps. Here's some that aren't colored that I could color one day. It's ridiculous when I look at it because they were not cheap. Okay. These stamps were not cheap. I mean, this is an entire retirement right here. I'm pretty sure of it. A lot of Christmas ones. So yeah, I could sit and color these in. And then I did keep anything that I had the stamp of, I put on the back page here so that I could reference it if I wanted to copy the colors. I love me some House Mouse too, Belinda. I really do. Really, really. I love this watermelon one. But this is, okay, Kat, hold on to your shorts, girl. Here's the catalogs. Here's the 2000 fall catalog of House Mouse products. And I probably intended to cut this up or something, but you could get calendars, writing paper. You could get everything House Mouse. Can you believe I saved this, Cat? But yeah, that's how much I loved House Mouse. This one doesn't have a date on it. Oh, ordered by February 29th. So yeah, I used to get these in the mail constantly. I didn't save them all, but I saved these. This one doesn't have a date, apparently. There's my address. Yeah. So, yeah. Winter Wipeout. This is 2002. Yeah, I had return address labels. You could buy bags. I mean, everything. There's little puzzles. Yeah. This is what you call a true fan. This is 2003. And I guess after that, I just quit saving them or they quit sending them. I don't know. And I don't know to this day, they have them on Amazon. I know you could buy for a while they became less expensive because you could buy them unmounted. But all of mine, I think, most of mine, I won't say all, but I'll say most of mine are mounted. I don't know that I have any. I might have a few unmounted. And then I did a whole section for art journaling that had backgrounds and stuff. Now this I know is not complete. That I have tons more art journaling background stamps and stuff like that. And then I started buying the damn stencils to do art journaling. So yeah, when you start something, all of a sudden it's like you're buying new stuff all the time. This is travel and maps of the world. So a lot of this I would have used in art journaling as well. This I know they're downstairs. So yeah, so not all of them are here in my living space either. A lot of them bring back a lot of really, really happy memories. This belongs in birthday and celebration, I think. Oh, no, this is borders and frames. I found that, yeah, I'll put that back in its correct section here in a minute. Yeah, borders and frames is what this belongs in. Yeah, see, borders, frames. Who needs all this? I'm going to set that aside so I can get it in its correct place. And this is planner and bullet journaling. Now, I don't really use stamps. I bought these thinking I would use them. I really never did. And there was a time here a few years back, and I can't even guess how long, I went through my unmounted stamps and showed them on stream. And you guys bought them because I was practically giving them away. All you had to do was pay for the postage. So I might do that again. Yeah, I might. Because I have a ton of these that I'm not really going to use, like especially these planner ones. I bought them. I might have used them once or twice, but I guess I'm just too impatient. Yeah, they're clear acrylic stamps for sure. Planners weren't a thing back when mounted stamps were a thing. And I thought I would use them, and I've never used them other than maybe to stamp to put in here. I just didn't get into that part of it, apparently. Live and learn. But I definitely love my the wooden block mounted stamps way more than the clear acrylic. The clear acrylic to me are like disposable. I could care less. Now, I do use the dates and stuff like that because I use that in the Beast. And I use the holidays in the Beast. Yeah, I do use some of them. I'll show you the Beast real quick. The Beast has been crazy the last couple months. But yeah. I'll show you a section. Okay. This is coming up this week. So I do use the dates, the months, and the days of the week. And then if there's a holiday, I do use that. But more than anything, I've gotten where I use stencils to draw shapes or, washi. Sometimes if I get a new product, I write it in here. So that's about as much as I put in the Beast, and I just dropped my stuff. And then this is my little packet of Beast stencils that I use in there a lot. So, and then this is where Jimmy will probably end up living. He'll probably be on there's where Jimmy probably will leave, as in never seen an ink pad. Yeah, me too, CB. But a lot of times, especially now, since you're ordering the unmounted acrylic, they come in sets where you get like 6 stamps in the set. And I may buy that set for 1 stamp. But the thing is, they're so darn cheap, who cares? So yeah, this page of stuff I do use. But the rest, some of this, yeah, I don't use it. Part of it too is, well, Katie, I'll show you a solution for that, for not getting a good image. Okay, here's some art supply stuff that I need to get in the other one. And one of these stamps is missing too. These were my mother's, and I think that one of them is missing. So, but yeah, I bought them thinking I would use them, didn't use them. Thank God I didn't invest a lot of money in them, you know. But what I would do, Kathleen, is go into Hobby Lobby, and are you using, I'm going to assume that you're mostly using acrylic, unmounted acrylic. Get yourself some stamping blocks. They're really cheap. Some clear acrylic blocks, and the acrylic stamps stick to these. Now mine are dirty because some of them I have to put glue stick on to get them to stick so I could stamp. Hang on, I'm looking for it here. Okay, for example, on these monkey stamps, the reason this is behind them is get yourself a sheet of fun foam. It'll be in the kids section at Hobby Lobby. And if you look at most the wood mounted stamps, I'll just grab this one. I got to dust it first though. There is about 1/8 of an inch of foam cushion in there. So you don't need the fun foam, but with the acrylic stamps, fun foam will definitely give you a good image. And now I use it almost every time I stamp. But a wood mounted stamp has the cushion in there. you probably don't have enough cushion to get a good image. Try that and tell me if it works. And I'll bet it will. And make sure you have a juicy, nice stamp pad. Don't try and stamp with caca stamp pads. And if your stamp pad is worn out, throw it away. Get a new one. And then there's, okay, here's all the, I think these are from the stamps that I sold. I'm not sure why I can't save these, but I probably just threw them in there. There's some flowers that need to go in there. So yeah, that's all the sections that I have. And I need to go through here. Okay, here's a bunch of stuff. Stamped images that probably need to go in the book. So right now, the stamp sample book, I shouldn't be showing it because it's a damn mess, obviously. Is it true that if we wash our acrylic stamps in soap and water, they will stick again? I have tried it, CB, and I think it does. What I would do is probably just sand the back. Okay, she's saying, Joanne's saying just wipe it, and that works for you. So, yeah, I just use little bit of glue stick. And then in here too, and I need to find another section. I have like the originals. So if I wanted to make faux postage, it's already got the dots and everything. So all I have to do is make a photocopy. So let's see what else is in here. There's a little bit of everything in here, you guys. Here's samples of all the different stamp pads, which these are probably no longer even valid. I probably threw a ton of these away because stamp pads don't last forever. You do have to replace them or re-ink them. Like on the Ranger one, I just buy a re-inker. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I need to get in the sample book. Got a bunch of faux postage. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. This thing needs some attention around here. That's all I got to say. I think I'll push all this to the back. Holy crapola. You've been too lazy to wash them? CB, that's not a good excuse. I got to put all this stuff back in my box now. So I'm not sure how it's going to end up, to be honest. I would like it back in a notebook or even 2 notebooks. I don't know that I can do that. There's just, look at how much there is. There's so much. Have you guys ever gotten rid of any of your stamps? I obviously have not, except those acrylic ones that I sold that time. But my feeling was, they might as well go to a new home. The thing is now, postage is so ridiculous that even if I tried to give them away, you could buy them cheaper and get them delivered from Amazon. Because I was looking at stamps not very long ago on Amazon for like $5-6. You can get 12 stamps. You sent all yours to an old fib. All your stamps, Kat, you don't have any anymore? But yeah, they've got postage to the point that you can't even give stuff away anymore. It's too ridiculous for words. All right, so this one goes in borders and frames. Let me find that section. I know I had it in here because I passed. There it is. All right, see? It found its home. And this one will go in flowers. People's faces. Scenery and flowers. Look at first section. Stick that bad boy right in there. The problem I have now is I know I have gotten some stamps. They're going to be unmounted. All of my mounted stamps I know are in that book. But I know I've ordered some acrylic sets that are not in there at all. And I'm not sure how to, I mean, I feel like I've got to get the whole thing organized before I could go back and identify which ones need to be in the book. And I don't know how much time I want to spend doing that. I don't have enough stamps to get rid of them. All fit in a shoebox. Okay, see, I'm a little cuckoo. I don't deny that. Yeah. So now I'm out of stuff to do. But Kathleen, try what I suggested and see if you don't get better images. But a juicy stamp pad and some cushion, I know will help you. I know it. So, and other than that, I can't think of anything. Oh, I do need to put coconuts on that tree. I'll show you the stencil I have picked out because it's just sitting here. The monkey journal is cracking me up. That was fun. Thanks, Alyssa. Okay, this is not a coconut stencil, but I was thinking since they're monkeys sitting in a coconut tree, duh, which we decided those weren't coconuts. I don't have enough room right here. I'm going to go ahead while you guys are here. I'll go ahead and stencil some coconuts down here because these to me look like coconuts. This is the brown. Actually, I need to buy some new brown sepia ink for this pad. I use this pad probably more than I do the black. Let's go ahead and put some coconuts down here. They might look like turds, but oh well. Here we are. See, it's not near as juicy as I need it to be. Just a little pile of coconuts down here. Oh, you guys can't see anything, can you? Sorry, dudes. This journal is like 12 inches. It's big. Big. Where's a scrap piece of paper? And I didn't add a sheet of paper. I just did this page directly on the paper that was in there. And I like the paper that was in there. Bye, CB. And actually, I could add some coconuts up in the tree, but I think I would draw them rather than use the stencil. Because the stencil, you can't care where your edges are. There's going to be some overlap and stuff like that. So let me see if there's... These coconuts are kind of oblong. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to put them. They're all going to be on the ground. So, yeah. So I'm an hour early, but I think I'm going to call it a day. And I'll think about where the monkeys are going to go. after I color and cut them out. I did this on washi sticker, and I wondered when I did it if they were going to be see-through. Maybe not when I color them and cut them out. We'll see. Anyway, I'll have that done by next week. I'm going to leave them out for now. And if I get some time, I'll do that. But yeah, I'm going to have fun in the monkey journal, I think. So I'm going to take off, and oh, you guys, I've got the biggest mess here to clean up. Like, this is not even funny anymore. This is not even funny. And Jackie will be here Wednesday or Thursday. So I've got a mess to clean up. All right, you guys, I will see you maybe, well, tomorrow's Tuesday. I was going to say, I maybe see you tomorrow at Kathy Berg's, because I don't think I'm going anywhere. So, yeah. Devin, thank you so much for my Jimmy and the Happy Mail. I can't tell you how tickled I was when I saw Jimmy. I was just like, OMG, I am the luckiest girl alive. I swear to God. Now I'm going to go wake the cat up and torment him, because I'm done tormenting you guys. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. I appreciate your time. Love you. See you. Bye.